When you think about your drinking, what do you think drives it? What is it about alcohol, for instance, that takes you back night after night to drinking a bottle when you didn't even want a glass? What's going on? Every client that comes to me is confused by their drinking. And that confusion alone creates fear because they woke up this morning and they felt rough and they felt guilty and they felt ashamed. And maybe they looked at their phone and realized they sent a text message or they've had a phone call they barely remember. And they feel terrible about who they are when they are drinking. I was a drunk for 29 years. And every single morning, or it feels like every single morning, I woke up feeling ashamed. I certainly had more hangovers than anyone should have in a lifetime. And one of the first things I would do would be to check my phone and think, please God, I either didn't hear it or I put it on silent. And then I'd realize maybe I've been on a call for an hour. I mean, what have I said in an hour? I didn't even know. Then it's been the whole day just worrying about should I reach out to the person? What are they going to say? I'd said it was just awful. It was just awful. And that you would think that knowing that that was what my mornings after were, that I would be able to not drink. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It just meant not picking the glass up. It just meant not going to the shop and buying the bottle. But it just didn't work. Over and over again, I repeated a pattern of behavior I did not understand. And that lack of understanding left me feeling that alcohol was strong and I was weak, that I was a failure, a dud, a fraud, because I'd be pretending to be happy when I wasn't. And there was no information that made any sense to me. It just didn't make any sense. So, what do you think drives your drinking? Well, I'm going to tell you what drives it, and it's not alcohol. It's your emotions. You, your drinking is an emotional problem. You have come to believe that alcohol is a source of comfort, of feeling better, emotionally feeling better, because physically it doesn't work at all. Not even the first sip doesn't make you physically feel better. And by the third glass, you don't feel good anyway. And what we try to do is we try to change any behavior. This would apply to food or gambling or shopping, any behavior that we inexplicably feel drawn into and maybe have to label ourselves an addict. And we try to stop it at the level of not doing it. But it exists in intention to protect us, to protect you, to make you feel better. The result is you feel worse. And because you can see the result, you think that should be enough to stop you. But if you're not offering yourself the emotional support and comfort that you're actually looking for, and you also hold the belief that alcohol is a source of comfort, you will really struggle always to change your drinking. So your alcohol has become the solution to emotional discomfort. That's what I call the alcohol illusion, the illusion that alcohol offers you comfort, even when the result are it becomes the reason you need comfort. So you cannot change your drinking with any sort of grace or ease, and certainly not for life, by just trying to avoid doing something that you feel offers you emotional comfort, whether that's peace, whether that's a bit of quiet time, whatever it is. These are emotional comforts you're looking for. And you try not to drink or eat that extra bit of cake. And you could be crying your eyes out and still doing it. And it's because you hold the belief, and it's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. And there is an easy way to change your drinking. And it comes from addressing your drinking at the root, which is the belief that you have learned over time alcohol will give you something. If you didn't have that belief, if you didn't have the alcohol illusion rooted deeply within you, there would be no mind battle because there'd be nothing to fight. You wouldn't have that conflict of please don't, it'll be different this time. That's got nothing to do with alcohol. That's got everything to do with you believing that it offers you some relief and then you fighting yourself to stop yourself delivering something you believe. will bring you relief. Changing your drinking is not hard, and it doesn't start or end with not picking up the bottle. It starts and ends with understanding that you hold the belief that alcohol brings you something and knowing how to release that belief. I have a program, it's called the Simply Sober Path, and it has helped thousands of women find peace and control around alcohol. Because when you don't believe it brings you something, it becomes a choice, not a need. A glass is just a glass and never a bottle. And it all starts with understanding, recognizing, and seeing so clearly that you do hold a belief that alcohol is a source of comfort. And in case you haven't heard of beliefs anymore, or don't really know what they mean. And I hadn't, but I know what beliefs were, or that I held belief around alcohol. I would have been able to change my drinking easily years ago. I stayed in a trap of my own making through confusion and misinformation, if you like. And you can change it. Most of my clients change their drinking in week one. 98% of them, 99% actually now, change their drinking in week one. And everyone who follows the Simply Sober path gets the results they want, whether your result would be to never drink again, or whether it would be to be able to drink socially, moderately, in control. You need a process to change your drinking. It's not enough just to make the decision you're not going to drink. And you know that because you make the decision and maybe it lasts for a while, maybe it doesn't even last a day and you go back. You don't have a process in place that helps you understand exactly what's going on and how to step out of it, how to see when you're in the alcohol illusion, which is when you're in resistance and fight, and when you're out of the alcohol illusion, when you're in yourself, and it's easy. You can change your drinking almost instantly. It is not hard, and I know the way. Now, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you think about what I've said. I'd love to think about your own drinking and think about the times when it's easier not to drink or it's easier to drink less versus the times where you have to have a drink. And I want you to notice what is going on in your thinking and feeling in your world around you and how you're perceiving it. Because how you're perceiving the world around you, not how the world around you is, determines whether you need comfort or not. And in terms of alcohol and holding the alcohol illusion, belief within you, you will notice that the times where drink is a non-negotiable are the times when you are most in need of comfort, even if that comfort is just to shut down your alcohol noise. You change your drinking with new awarenesses, new perceptions, and new strategies. It is not hard, it is new, and it is a beautiful journey of joy and awareness and peace and happiness and back to you.